That was kind of like Lucky last year, which Lucky kind of takes a minute to kind of get you to its point.
A little bit.
Did you see Lucky?
Wait.
Lucky, last year. It was like like Harry Dean Stanton's last movie.
No, why was I thinking of something different?
That one had more like a straight up like biblical allegory. I don't know if this was supposed to. I don't think it did. I think this was just more about two Western characters getting tired of being Western characters and just want to go home. Then they go home. Which, like, they get a Western upbringing of where they're at. Their dad makes them shoot, they kill their dad, run away from home, and go and start a Western. And at some point, it's like the characters are like at the tail end of that, going, we're kind of done, but we're stuck. And John C. Reilly's character's, getting hurt. It starts off with him like kind of dragging everything behind. But then, by the time, when Joaquin Phoenix gets really hurt.
Yeah, that's the defining moment.
That's when it's like, he's really looking at it like, I'm going home.
Yeah, there's not much else I can do at this point now that I've lost my arm.
Yeah, he's like, I've lost my function. I don't know what to do. So they go home to Carol Kane, which wasn't expecting her just to show up. You hear her voice, I'm like, Carol Kane, oh my fucking god, why are you in this? That's cool. I can fucks with that. And yeah, other than the fact that like it kind of takes a while to hit to its point, but I think that's the point in the sense of just like they're done. Like sometimes, you're either defending yourself from people shooting you, or you're walking around bored on a horse. Don't get attached to that horse either, because I don't know what happened. Like, it got loose somehow, but it looks like there was blood. So I don't know what happened there. Like, it
might have chewed itself free.
Like, it chewed itself free, or it just, like, it pulled itself off, and then it just ran off and killed itself by mistake. I don't think the horse actually had the concept of suicide. It wasn't that kind of movie, but
right.
Maybe it did. I don't know. This film's supposed to be depressing. But you know what? It's supposed to feel depressing and just,
then it just
dreary. But there was times when things kind of pick up and you get like a weird, like, comfortable feeling out of it. Or I did.
Right.
Like, it's kind of like, these two are really good together. I like where the story's going.
Yeah, they played well off of each other.
They do. Yeah, no, they're really good. I'm trying to think of, there's some obvious thing they've done before and I'm not thinking of it. But no, yeah, it was I want to see how surprised by it. Like, the trailer, like I said, sells a different movie.
Mm-hmm.
So I thought it was just going to be like a dark comedy, silly, like brutal. Like, this is ending with a Tarantino shootout at the end. This is going to be another like Django or Hateful Eight kind of thing. It's really not. It's really about like.
Yeah, it kind of just mellows out.
It does. Half of it's surprisingly mellow. It's really hard to find like too many major complaints. There's times where, the meandering, which is the point, kind of irks, and some of the shootouts are kind of like hard to follow, and they're like not shot well. But this isn't supposed to be an action movie,
right?
Like when they're in the barn, it's hard to tell who's shooting who, and it's a obviously, I'm pretty sure this whole thing was shot digitally. But that part, it's really obvious, like it's moving way too fast. It's picking up on the light wrong, because I know you know this more than me. Film does better with darks, than digital does. Like, digital, you really gotta touch it up. But did you notice that in the barn where like things were moving a little faster, like you could tell it was like a digital camera?
Yeah, a little bit.
Yeah, like that's unfortunate when that kind of thing happens. You remember Public Enemies like 10 years ago? with Johnny Depp, and he was John Dillinger.
Oh, yeah, that one. I never
Yeah.
saw that.
Oh, okay. The whole thing is shot like that. The whole thing is shot digitally with that like increased frame rate, so the whole movie looks like that. And it's kind of an odd choice. And it doesn't always fit everything. It's not a bad movie, but I have not thought or cared to watch it since then. But that's 20. That's 09. I think it's 09. But anyway. But yeah, that's what this is. This is just, we're gonna come home now. And she's saying, like, if you're here to run away, and they're like, we're done.
Oh,
Like,
yeah, we get it.
we quit. We have killed everyone we're supposed to kill. It's kind of like Unforgiven in a weird way. Like, well, I've killed everyone. I guess I'm gonna go home. And I go home. And I feel like I could see. I mean, I'm surprised this wasn't at Cedar. I mean, I think this is at Cedar Lee right now, but I'm surprised it's kind of wide release like this, because this is not a very audience movie. Like, the good, you know, the main character.
It's tailor-made.
For audiences?
No, like for a certain audience.
For a certain, well, it's not. It's made to be. Well, if you're going into this expecting what I was expecting it to be, and then you kind of get this thing where it's like you're slowly watching them deteriorate, and they just want to go home. Like, that's a hard sell. Like, I know that there's probably audiences that say, "Oh, I love John C. Reilly and Joaquin Phoenix," and they're doing a western. Okay, and then they walk out going, "Oh,
right.
that was not just goofy fun. Like, there was actual heart and soul put into that. I'm bored." Which, I don't know. I try to be open-minded about a lot of people's opinions on things anymore.
Mm-hmm.
Like, once in a while, how the fuck did you like that? But even something like Night School, I'd go, all right. You have this on in the background, and there's a couple good one-liners in there. Fine. Whatever. Fuck off. But this is like, if someone watched that and said they were bored, I'd go, okay. Like, I wouldn't be like, well, you just need explosions. No, it's not what this is about. It's about two guys who, you know, there was a lot. This was like John Steinbeck too. Like, this is kind of a weird,
Yeah.
like, Treasures of Sierra Madre, John Steinbeck, Western. Like, I mean, especially with the we're gonna go off and create our own little village, and then something fucks up, because that's how life goes, and then they die. I mean, that whole thing with Riz Ahmed, where he thinks he's talking to Jake Gyllenhaal, and he says, "I'm sorry, I died before you," and it's like, he thinks he's dead. He thinks he's in heaven. This is depressing as fuck. Like, goddamn.
Right.
And it's just, it was really good. It's a really fucking good movie, and it's all one of those movies where it's like a harder sell. Like, I wouldn't give it a perfect rating, because again, I hate that shit with like the digital camera in the barn.
Yeah.
That always distracts me. There's actually an ADR moment in this that's kind of obvious, but the movie's so good, I honestly forgot about it until now. I'm trying to think of negatives. Like, early on, where the guy says, "Yeah, up the mountain, you'll save a couple days, but it's rough," or whatever he says. It's obvious that that's not what's coming out of his mouth.
Okay.
But it goes by so quick, and I'm like, I'm liking this so far, so that doesn't bother me, and that's the only time anything like that remotely happens.
Right.
It isn't every 30 fucking seconds Kevin Hart's mouth does this, and he's saying, "Huh?"
That, I mean, you're right.
Woo! That sucks. Oh, can't see shit, Captain. Oh, wow. At least the road's shiny. That was like so many, like, magic hour, just landscape shots. And it is a beautiful film. It is a really well shot movie. I'm not sure who the cinematographer was. Ah, damn. I'm glad we went and saw that. Like, I mean, that's the kind of movie I usually see at Cedar Lee.
Yeah.
Which, seeing that in, like, you know, I think it's a good thing I saw it here, though, because I love Cedar Lee, sometimes you got to be sitting in those first two. Oh fuck! You got to be sitting in those first two rooms, or it's harder to get used to it because there's like those two rooms in the end, which it seems every time I go there, those are the theaters of any movie I need to see. That's where they put them, and I go. They want you to sit straight and look forward. I like having my neck up a little bit and resting my head up.
Yeah.
And it's harder to do that in those two things in the back. And they know it. Because there's this, like on their Facebook page, and they'll say, hey, come see this movie. And then they'll answer other questions. If anyone says what theater is it in, they ignore it. Like, no, fuck that. You're not. You're going to. If you're going to come here, you're going to come here. Look, I don't even mind those small. Did you ever sit one of the small rooms? I forgot. I've been to Cedar Lee with you like 3-4 times.
A handful, yeah.
We did. Okay. The theater that they do like the free movie in.
Right.
That's the one I'm talking about. Where it's like
the small room. Okay, so then yeah.
No, those aren't the small rooms. Those are like. No, the ones we did the free movies in, those are the ones off in the end where it's like kind of hard to get comfortable.
Like right in the main room there?
Those two main theaters, like what did you see with me? We saw Your Name.
Jim Cotta.
No, other than the free movies.
Oh,
what else did we see?
Other than the free,
that was because we went there, we saw Jim Cotta, and we saw that martial arts movie.
Yeah. Other than that,
kung fu movie. That was it wasn't just Your Name. I feel like we saw something else there.
I agree with you. I just don't know what the it was.
I feel like we did one other thing, and then that was it. And I remember that I wasn't even gonna have anyone else come. The girl that I wanted to go with, she's like, "Oh, my boyfriend wanted to see that." I'm like, "Hey, Gary, you might as well come along because I'm not doing anything."
Right.
Which, I mean, in retrospect, was for the best because she is cool and she's a good friend. I still talk to her once in a while. Brandy is better than her in everything. But
that was definitely much better. I'd at least go like 3.5.
You go 3.5?
Yeah.
Not more?
Well, 4. I'd go 4 at best.
Well,
just because of those things that we're mentioning.
Oh, the negatives?
Yeah.
Well, that ADR thing, it's so minuscule that I wouldn't even put that in my rating.
Right.
It's so tiny. Like, if the movie was shit, I'd sit there and go, what the fuck? But, I mean, Night School, the ADR is so bad that it's like there's a different movie. Because it's not just cursing, it's like plot points. It's the timing of a situation, or it's like someone's name. It's like,
right.
What was this original movie? Because it seems like you are changing, you were flipping the script, you were doing everything different. Like, I don't know what you are dealing with right now. But no, I don't know. That's just the action scenes aren't as shot well, and I don't want to hear. I'm going to read someone say something like, it's not supposed to be effective because that's the point of the movie. It's like, no, it's called The Guy Probably Doesn't Know How to Shoot Action Scenes All That Well, which there's nothing wrong with that because that's not the point of the movie.
Right.
The point of the movie is two tired people are done living in a Western and just want to go home.
Right.
I don't know, as soon as Carol Kane says, looks like you're missing something there, we'll talk about that later, and I just got filled with this sense of like, God, this movie's so morbid and fighting, yet not at the same time. Like that, I was afraid of like there being some bullshit of like, I hope like someone else doesn't show up to shoot him out. Like the movie should end here, or something silly happens, or like John C. Reilly's walking in, that thing where it's different scenes, but it's in one take.
Right.
Something happens, and then Joaquin Phoenix is lying there, and then they put the sheet over his face, or they put the sheet over the mom's face.
Right.
Nothing like, they don't do any kind
they don't bother to...
They don't bother to, like, tell you more. It's like, the story's over. Their story is done, the end.
Yeah.
Which is better. Like, it didn't try to add, because there's, like, been, what came out earlier this year? Hostiles. which is a really damn good Western, and it's shot well.
Oh, I didn't see that one.
It's good. Like, Christian Bale's really good in it. But it does this thing where you have an ending, but then someone steps in and says, no, wait, we need to have... Well, shit, I don't know. Were you going to watch it?
Go ahead.
Okay. Well, I'm not going to explain the whole thing, but if there's this point where, like, someone... It's like, okay, we have a good enough ending. And you kind of go, all right, you did really well with that. And then it fades to black, and I go, I swear to God, if you do the next scene, you're just going to have one more scene where everyone fucking gets shot, and we're back. God, fuck you, movie. You don't care anymore. You're just lying there going, just shoot everyone. Okay, they're dead. End the movie. Like, what else do you want? Like, you ruined that really good ending, and I'm not saying I needed a happy ending.
Right, but you knew it got to its
It
point.
hit to this point where it's like, I feel like the story's done. Now we're just adding on this bit where this guy's like, nuh-uh, I'm suddenly a person and I never was brought up in the movie at all before, but I need to be here to make a sad ending. And I go, fuck you. When you can just read it, the guy will say something else, but all you hear is, I'm evil and I'm going to give the movie a sad ending now. The end. I go, really, Lee? That's like, at least introduce the character early on to make you forget about him, then he comes back and go, oh fuck, I forgot about him. Because it's a really good movie, but it's still a Western.
Mm-hmm.
It's still following a lot of these basic Western tropes, which is unfortunate because the hell's her name? The girl from Gone Girl. I can't remember her fucking name.
Oh!
But she's in it.
Yeah, no, I know.
I should know her name. But anyway, she's in it. Her first scene is something awful that she sees. And she, like, starts screaming from her gut, and you can tell she, like, can't breathe anymore. She's just losing her mind. You're like, oh my God. And then the rest of it, she just kind of sits there and plays the woman in a Western. Just doesn't do much. Just is there to have a crush on Christian Bale, get rescued, and then that's it. It's like, you're doing really good. And